So my career journey is a bit humbling to talk about because none of my career was planned, and I know that might sound strange to someone who is building a strategy out for what they want to do when they grow up. For me, it really wasn't like that. I started my career as a recent college graduate of GW. I studied political science. I also went through school as a single mother, which added a number of other challenges. But also, I think having had a child young really forced me into being an ambitious person. My first job was being a website programmer for a satellite radio company. I did not know what I was doing, but the reality in the 90s at that time was that nobody really knew either what they were doing. So I launched the company's first website, and from there my career kind of exploded. Digital and social media became everything. I found myself as a master's degree student at Georgetown. I did an MBA, which exposed me to this idea of consulting and working across multiple client industries. I found myself in an agency after that, and since then I've been on the agency side, which is a great fit for me and the things that I like to do.
Some of the best advice I've ever been given is that you can learn from any person, any situation, and any experience, no matter how positive or how negative. Even in the worst situations, there's always some lesson or some meaning that you can extract and use in your future. I'm very proud of the work I do now. We have extended life for people with a rare genetic disease by decades, and we are closing in on the search to a cure. It is tremendously gratifying to be able to say that I'm part of that type of success story. I worked in a number of different areas after college: PR and ad agencies, political campaign, government, higher education, and having exposure to so many different areas and so many different types of people early on really helped lay the groundwork for my success today. I've been very fortunate to work with such a range of brilliant leaders: a cabinet secretary, college presidents, scientists who are leading the way in finding the cure for a rare fatal disease. And what I love most about that is the intellectual stimulation. It's very exciting to be working with people who are trying to tackle society's biggest problems.
The best advice I ever received was from a consultant at an agency that I worked at. I was prepping for a client presentation with a colleague of mine who was the same age as me. And we were working so hard at sounding smart and sounding maybe older than we were that she stopped us mid-presentation and said, "You know what? Stop trying to sound so smart. You know, your gift is the perspective that you bring at the point that you are in your career and the knowledge that you have right now. And that authenticity will be more valuable in that presentation." And I remember just feeling like a weight lifted. I remember just feeling so liberated by this notion that I could just be myself. I have had the opportunity to work on really important projects, things that enabled, for example, a county to not have to expand a landfill. Or I've worked on campaigns that help to reduce greenhouse gases, to make the air cleaner. And I've worked to build a community ethic for water, so we're saving water. So I love the phrase "woman up" because I think it so typifies the way I approach my life, my career. It means a lot of things to me. First and foremost, it means not apologizing for the way I feel or think about something. And it means not asking permission, because we don't need permission to participate. And it means having the courage to speak up and speak out.
Woman up to me means basically saying yes and stepping into my fears. Yesterday, I was in New York with my daughter. She's a makeup artist, and so I was accompanying her on her own business trip. And we were in a cab, and we passed by this really poorly crafted piece of graffiti, but I took a snapshot of it and I put it on my Instagram, and it said, "Nobody knows what they're doing either." That's exactly, for me, what woman up means. It means recognizing that I don't have to always be the expert. I don't always have to know how the outcomes are going to turn out, and I don't always have control over those things. But it means having the confidence and the courage that I do know how to do this, even if I haven't been given the exact skills yet.
To me, woman up means You keep going when things get hard. So much of this is sheer persistence and perseverance. There are so many obstacles, there are so many roadblocks on the path to success, and anyone who tells you that that's not true isn't being honest. And the most important quality, ingredient of a successful career is perseverance. You just have to keep going.